Target.
When police responded, they found 3 people shot in the store's parking lot, 2 of whom died at the scene. The third later died after being taken to the hospital. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis.
The suspect fled the scene, stole a car from the scene, took that car, wrecked that car, then hijacked another car. He was then found by Austin PD in South Austin, where he was taken into custody after a tasing.
Davis says the suspect is a 32-year-old white man with a history of mental health problems who does have a record with Austin police. There's no information available yet about the victims or the reason for the shooting. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Now, ahead of the college football season, Texas has been ranked number 1 in an AP poll. That's the first time the Longhorns have been the preseason top-ranked team in the nation. That's followed by Penn State at number 2. The defending national champions, Ohio State, are ranked 3rd. On Wall Street, ahead of that inflation report we'll get on consumer prices later this hour, stock futures have been down slightly the day after the Dow dropped 200 points. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Tuesday. It is August 12th, 2025. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina, and we do have some tropical stuff to talk about. It's going to be in the forecast for some of Florida, maybe southeast. Oh, I hope it's not a Gulf storm. Yeah, we'll talk with AccuWeather in about 3 minutes, so stick around. The trial of 2 Los Fresnos baker owners accused of employing and harboring illegals is now underway in Brownsville. Attorneys gave opening statements yesterday in the trial against Leonardo Baez and Nora Alicia Avila Guel. The 2 owners of Abby's Bakery were arrested after a raid in February. Federal investigators say multiple employees at the bakery were not eligible to work in the country and were living in a room attached to the bakery. 2 children dead following a mobile home fire in Harlingen. This happened late Sunday night on Emerald Drive. The authorities saying that 2 girls died in a room at the back of the mobile home, which was declared a total loss by investigators. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. State of Texas has set up a hotline in case you see any rogue Democrats, any Democrats running from their job at the Texas House. You can call that line. The Texas Department of Public Safety is on the lookout for runaway Democrats. The Republican House Speaker Dustin Burrows announced on Monday that state troopers are conducting stakeouts at the homes of absent Democrats in order to try to take them to Austin, create a quorum, and get a final vote on redistricting and other measures that need to be closed in this special session. Lawmakers in Austin will be working this special session for only 4 more days. They end on Friday. Chances are Governor Abbott will again call another special session immediately after that. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. Many of us tend to think that parents are happy to get the kids out of the house and back to school every year. But moms and dads have their own anxieties about back to school season, and it's usually pocketbook issues.
We've been talking quite a bit about back to school shopping, but Dr. Olivia Hopkins, Director of Clinical Services at Texas Health Behavioral Health in Dallas, she points out somebody's got to pay for all that.
Cost of going back to school. We're talking about buying school uniforms, buying school supplies. Maybe there's tuition fees involved with that. On top of that cost, then you just have to worry about what's it going to look like when it comes to additional childcare.
By that, she means those older kids may have been watching little brother or sister all summer, but now they're back in school. So now mom and dad have to pay for childcare again. Plus, parents have to manage everyone's schedules for school and extracurriculars. It can indeed be a stressful time of year.
A report from Kurt Lewis, and coming up after AccuWeather, some of the news. This is a travesty. Texas is not even in the top half of states considered best states to live. Who's saying that? We'll find out after AccuWeather. It is time for AccuWeather, and big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch for providing us 7 o'clock AccuWeather. certified dealer for Purina liquid feed. That is Martin Farm and Ranch. If you stop by, say hi to Dougie from us. All right, so we finally have something to talk about in the tropics. I know it's far away, just off of Africa, but I was paying attention to some of our colleagues in Texas, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio, the morning shows. Aaron, it has a westerly track, and I know it might be in the forecast for somebody, Florida, maybe southeast, by the end of this weekend, perhaps? Something to watch? Check the mics, Freddie. Check the mics.
I'm here. I didn't know you were actually talking to me. I thought you were just opining.
No, so what are you saying? Florida, southeast U.S., maybe by the end of the week? Or you're thinking
maybe? I mean, if it's gonna be into probably, I would say, the middle of next week, if it were going to make landfall along the East Coast somewhere. Currently, the National Hurricane Center's got it progged to be the center of the storm. Of course, there's the cone of uncertainty, but the center of that track by 2 a.m. Sunday, they've got it out over, north of, say, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and still well east of the Bahamas at that point. So, if it's going to reach the East Coast, I think it's going to be more toward the middle to late part of next week, unless it picks up some forward speed.
Yeah. You know what I'm looking for? We call it I call it here. We've been saying the same thing for years now. The tropical bowling alley. If it makes it just south of the major Caribbean islands and into the Gulf, that's what we're looking for. To see if it eventually makes it into the Gulf. Most of the steering currents, would keep it on the northern end of the major Caribbean islands, or
right now, even the cone of uncertainty, the furthest south the cone goes is the British Virgin Islands, that's Puerto Rico, north eastern Puerto Rico is sort of on the edge of that. So it's looking to take more of a northerly track. It's not looking to slide its way down into the Caribbean. For you guys, it would generally have to be a much more, if it's going to start out in the Atlantic, it's got to be a much more southern track that takes it into the Caribbean and loops it up than
hence the bowling alley. Take a look at it. Between the islands and
exactly. Passing south of Jamaica, kind of splitting the difference between the Yucatan and western Cuba there. So nothing stirring that way just right now. So this one does look like it's going to do more of the northern hook as we head in the next week. So
the cone of uncertainty, not to be confused with the circle of trust or the
trapezoid of doom.
So a triangle of
madness,
a triangle of madness, or tummy troubles, or something like that. Whatever geometric thing you can throw in there. Texas travel, we're good for today, though, right? Just maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon for us. Maybe.
Yeah, again, that sea breeze convection may be firing up as we head through the afternoon today. Wednesday, Thursday, kind of a lesser chance. Again, we're really looking at a lot of the ridging kind of trying to build in as we head toward the weekend that would squash out any of the convection. But today, tomorrow, and to a lot lesser extent, it looks at this point, Thursday, that chance for, a sea breeze shower, thunderstorm firing up afternoon.
All right, pal. You have any brothers or sisters? You?
I have a stepbrother, but that's it. I was an only child for a long time.
Yeah, there's no middle child. It's a National Middle Child Day, like Malcolm in the Middle, right? We celebrate
the forgotten child.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle, right? And it's amazing how much of a comeback. Vinyl records. It's National Vinyl Record Day today. I once had a friend. We were much closer many years back from Mexico City. He was a clean freak. I mean, this guy would throw stuff away. He and when he was in Mexico City, he had a connection to all these vinyls of jazz greats, Beatles albums. Lord knows what he threw away. I said, dude, you are nuts. You have no idea. He probably threw away thousands of dollars, and now they're making a comeback.
Yeah, my dad had a huge record collection growing up. All the, OG first edition, like Doors and Beatles and Zeppelin and all that good
What did
stuff.
do with them? What garage sale?
Yeah, that's what wound up happening.
no.
I had them for a long time, and then we moved about. I was in TV for a while, so you got to move a lot when you're in TV. And at some point, I just was like, I can't lug these things around. I don't have a record player anymore. I'm going to sell them, and I sold them to somebody, and cursing it every day.
Yeah, I know my friend had Beatles albums. He had some jazz greats, Charlie Parker. Freddie says I got to go. So shut up, Serge. You got to go. All right. Call you next hour, pal.
All right, see you.
And thank you, weather meteorologist Jason Katerina on the Valley's Morning News. Put the phones away. The message for returning students and morning commuters alike.
More schooling and less scrolling. That was the idea behind the new state law that bans cell phones in classrooms this year. Thousands of students are returning to class this week, many beginning school today across Texas. But again, those cell phones, when the first bell rings, have to be turned off, have to be put in backpacks or turned into school officials. If you don't do that, students could have their cell phones confiscated, at least for the rest of the day. Also like to remind you that school zones are in effect across Texas today. Be careful, because if you get stopped in a school zone, there is a good chance that those fines are going to be higher than they would be if you get caught outside of school zones. Again, get to school early, get all the kids dropped off, try to avoid as much chaos if possible.
Yeah, that time of the year, it's back, people. So much kids going to school this week, and many of them early next week. Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Got a friend in the studio, and we're going to recap efforts to try to capture of all this business expansion, construction, new projects that are arriving in South Texas. How about we make sure that local construction companies and engineers, they capture most of that business, a unified effort. We'll talk about that next on the Valley's Morning News.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Nick, this is your phone here in the passenger seat. Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
You got a text. It says, "Yo, dude, your friends are fascinating. Let's text them back."
It can wait.
Sports app. Oh, you gotta see this play.
Later.
Hey, you got invited to a party. We need a RSVP now.
Phone, silence yourself.
Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
Every life matters, and every heart can make a difference. At Pregnancy Resource Centers of the RGV, we offer free pregnancy tests, compassionate support, and truth-filled guidance for women and families facing an unexpected pregnancy. Whether you're looking for support or looking to serve, we'd love to connect. Call 956-340-0164 to learn more, volunteer, or give. Visit prcrgv.com, where hope begins and lives are changed.
Texas A&M Fighting Aggies football returns Saturday, August 30th as they host UTSA. Kickoff at 6 p.m. on News Talk 710 KURV.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. And as you join us in the 7 o'clock hour, we're doing the 710 KURV live on X and YouTube and Facebook and wherever else Freddie can place us. So find us there and then go look for the video afterwards. 710 KURV is home to the Astros. Also, Houston Texan football. This coming Saturday. I was going to say Sunday. It's coming Saturday, noon. It's Houston Texan football against the Carolina Panthers. And the studio, the new friend, I lovingly refer to him as Mr. Skinny or Mr. Slim, Jose Delgado. Yeah. Right. How do you pay the bills, brother? What do you do for a living?
I'm an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer. I work for a local company here at Half Associates. I've been in the engineering industry for 23 years. Moved out of the Valley for a number of years and made it back to hometown.
As I said, going into this segment, this unified effort to see if we can capture at the local level, engineers and folks who draft and draw buildings and erect those buildings, construction. Let's see if, as we see industry expand to South Texas, see if perhaps we can lock arms and make sure that it's the South Texas folks, South Texas companies, employees, that we capture some of that. So tell me of that unified effort.
Sure, absolutely. We so happen to be in a very a great position right now in an inflection point. I mean, there are a lot of things happening right now here in the Valley. You have the population growth. That's one thing. We benefit a lot about the border trade. We also have the ship channel. We have also a young workforce. We have a lot of land, but at the same time, so all that shows an opportunity for a lot of growth. Now, that coupled with the gaps that we have in the infrastructure needs. Again, everybody needs more reliable power, water, resiliency. You have drainage issues, what have you. But this is not just local to the RGV. This is statewide. So when you couple those things, it really creates a lot of opportunity for local, call it engineers, architects, contractors, suppliers, what have you. But it's important also to bring the owners on the table, public owners. So with that, we're part of we have this local chapter called iLinkUp, which is the Institute for Leadership in Capital Projects. This is a new chapter that we have here in the Valley. This actually started in San Antonio, but this chapter just started about a month ago or so. And the intent here is to bring under the same umbrella, if you will, public owners, architects, engineers, and contractors to share concerns, again, issues, best practices, all those things before you even have a project in hand. At the end of the day, what we want to do is to have the clarity on the projects that the public owners are trying to issue for competitive bids, so that the local contractors, engineers, and architects can actually have a better seat on the table, more opportunities.
Do you see in some of these big, for example, infrastructure, yes, the roads, the water projects, all those things, do you see some of this being, for lack of a better word, surrendered maybe to the big names that come in from Houston or Dallas, like the firms, the engineers and construction, that, and we have enough talent. We have enough capital in South Texas and talent and engineers and folks in construction to take care of business. Sometimes we got some factory being built or some capital project, improvement project, but yet they always go with the out-of-town people. So how do we close that gap? I know you mentioned I linked up.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you close that that deficit, that chasm?
Yep, absolutely. Yes. Well, definitely. One thing we need to understand, and all of us recognize, is that we are not where we were, call it 20, 15 years ago. When, to your point, many public owners and even private will be searching for those big names, like you mentioned, to come and do those big projects here in the Valley. Many of the architects, contractors, local architects, contractors, engineers have actually left the Valley for a number of years, have worked in big cities, in big metro areas, like you mentioned, Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and eventually have made it back. So,
like with their own firms, they work for the bigger firms. Now they're back.
They're back. Sometimes even they come here and open up a local office.
Okay.
So a lot of their knowledge has been shared with their peers. And you're right. There's a lot of local talent that really can take on those big projects. Now, I think we have to be clear that we're not necessarily trying to close it for any, I'm going to call it outside architects, engineers, and contractors. But if there's an ask is for those local public owners is to first look at the local talent. There's a lot of local talent here at the RGV that sometimes we don't give them credit. We just automatically feel we have to look out. There's a lot of local talent.
Electrical engineer with Half Associates, Jose Delgado, is in the studio. He is with a group called iLinkUp, hoping that local engineers and folks that are in construction and working capital projects can link arms along with the folks who make decisions on capital projects and sending out those contracts so that we can keep that work here in South Texas as we see the economy expand exponentially. So many different projects, especially on making sure that we have the infrastructure, the roads and everything else that needs to be built, with an invitation to be a part of it, I suppose, to other engineers of all stripes and construction firms to be a part of iLinkUp.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we need is more participation. Again, this is a new chapter here in the Valley. We need more participation.
And I need to ask you to perhaps combine resources or maybe consider that capital? Because the big boys that come in from Houston, Dallas, they got pretty deep pockets and a lot of capital and might be able to outbid for some of these capital projects in the area.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So by coming in and being part of the iLink Up here in the Valley, really what you get is it's a platform, which is a neutral platform. Okay. And to be clear, this is a nonprofit forum. It's a neutral platform where you share ideas, share best practices, and it gives really a space for the owners to provide that clarity of what they're looking for. And when there's more clarity on the request for proposals and request for qualifications, now the local firms clearly understand what we want. Sometimes the language there is complicated.
Many times the problem is in the request for that information.
That's right.
There we go.
So without really having a project in hand, we can have those discussions early on.
All right. So how often are you meeting? I know this is a membership. How does it all work? This iLink Up for all these folks?
Yes, we're trying to meet at least every 2 months.
Okay.
And again, the important thing here is to have those that are wanting to participate to come in ready with their pain points and not to be shy and share with them their pain points in addition to if there's anything specific that they feel that they're staying behind. For example, inflation right now is a big thing. Many of the contractors, engineers, and architects that are local are used to what it used to be, what is called the design, bid, build process, or the design, bid, build process. And so that is more of the standard. Now, because of inflation, things are moving to different delivery methods, like design, build, B3, which is the private partnership, public partnership. So understanding how those work is so important for the local architects, engineers, contractors, suppliers, and owners as well. If you don't understand it, how are you going to stay competitive? That's when you're going to see a lot of these bigger boys, to your point, that are going to come in and really take on those big projects.
As far as the big boys, how much of the business, how is it distributed? Más o menos ballpark figure, just looking at the landscape. Is it 50-50, big boys versus local? Is it the big boys dominant, where only the local companies, engineers, and construction firms, they're only landing maybe a quarter of the capital project, or what?
It will be difficult for me to say, Sergio, to be honest. But at the same time, we have to recognize that sometimes many times we do need those big boys. We really do. Many times you have very specialized type of projects that you really need to bring them on. And again, the intent here is not to isolate, if you will, the valley from external architects, contractor, and so forth. Those are great opportunities for all of us even to learn. Sometimes we partner with them. We have, big projects that we can all talk about.
That's right.
As well.
You're the subcontractor sometimes, and whatever it is, drawing stuff up or providing engineering services of different stripes. I get it. So the uniformity of processes, information, training, networking. I see the advantage with iLink Up. You just got started though with this local effort. What's the next? A meeting, conversation? What's the focus?
So another thing that we have coming up here is actually next month, and we are going to be part of a session within the AIA at the Building Community Conference. AIA is the American Institute of Architects.
Okay.
And this is going to happen September 4th through the 6th at the Convention Center in South Padre Island. And what we're going to talk about is a different type of delivery methods. We're going to have a panel where we're going to have individuals with a lot of experience, contractors, architects, we're going to have owners to talk about the different delivery methods outside of the conventional for design and construction, outside of your design, bid, build. These are the construction manager at risk. This is also the design build, where, again, more awareness needs to be put in or given in order to have more local participation.
How to ask for the business in a better way.
Exactly.
You're asking competitors, though, to have a sit down.
That's okay. That's okay.
Engineering competitors, construction competitors, design competitors, so how's that going to work out, man?
At the end of the day, it's all about the region. It's all about the region. And to your point, in order for us to become sharper, in order for us to become more resilient, we're just going to have to talk. I mean, it's so important to have. Yes, in the room we could be competitors, but at the same time, you have the owner is really asking for us to listen to them. We've been in a number of meetings outside of iLink Up where the owner brings engineers, contractors, architects in the same room and says, okay, how do we make a standard? So this is really a request from the owners.
The invitation from Jose Delgado, who is part of iLinkUp. You're what is the rank? The
Vice president.
You're vice president,
for the local chapter.
Any shout out to any friends out there?
Absolutely. For all the board members right now, we have Mr. Brian Godinez.
Yeah.
We also have Javier Solis, Oscar Garcia. We have we also have Villarreal. So and the entire community, all the contractors and architects and engineers.
The next get together is early September on the island, it's information, it's networking, it's uniformity of processes, is helping you make a better presentation to land the business as an engineer, as a contractor. So many capital projects and so much on the private sector, so much expansion of business taking place right now. And yes, bids will go out for those as well. So be a part of it. It's an annual membership, I'm guessing.
It's an annual membership.
Okay.
All you have to do, go to you can Google it. Go lincp.org, and you can actually go there, go to the RGV chapter.
Okay.
Or also can contact Carla Bingman, also at ilink.org, and she can also help you to set you up. Again, the ask is simple. Please come and join us, participate.
Lock arms. Come and network. You guys might be competitors, but you guys need to develop and standardize and provide uniformity to the way you ask for the business and make sure that you're doing that properly as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What a great time.
It is
to
a great
be in
time.
business in South Texas. Huh?
It is a great time. And we have great topics coming up. Again, we're going to talk about data centers. We're going to talk about the infrastructure. We're going to talk about the delivery methods. We're going to talk about power resiliency. Big thing is also cybersecurity. I mean, you have all these the large infrastructure that needs to be looked at. It's more and more relevant. Great topics coming in.
On behalf of iLinkUp with Half Associates, electrical engineer Jose Delgado, Mr. Slim.
Mr. Slim.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Come and see us again, brother. Fascinating how things are developing here in South Texas. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Your home for Astros baseball. Astros did good last night against the Red Sox. We got them tonight at 6:40 pregame on 710 KURV. Check of sports up next.
The best gun show in Texas is coming. The Saxet Gun Show. This Saturday and Sunday at the McAllen Convention Center. Buy, sell, or trade. The Saxet Gun Show has everything. Guns, knives, military, and every caliber of ammo you can possibly need. Doors open at 9 a.m. this weekend. For more info, go to saxetshows.com. It's the Saxet Gun Show at the McAllen Convention Center this Saturday and Sunday. You better be there.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Day 28 without AC, 70 days until fall. There's no help in sight. I fear the water in the toilet bowl has evaporated.
Dad, just call Mighty Mike's.
No AC? Don't sweat it. Mighty Mike's Plumbing, Electric, and HVAC is your solution. Their comfort specialists will ensure you're sitting cool in the summer months. Visit callmightymike.com or dial 956-686-1353.
Get it right. Call Mighty Mike. Just one call to solve it all.
Your Houston Astros host the Boston Red Sox. Tune in later tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The Houston Astros were able to pull through and win in a close one last night over the Boston Red Sox 7-6 to open the series. The Red Sox struck first with a 2-run homer from former Astro Alex Bregman in the first. Then in the fifth frame, Ramon Urias hits this long ball to break the game open.
1-0. And Urias hammers one deep to left field, and you can't kiss it goodbye. Off the community leader signs. Ramon Urias' first home run as an Astros, a 2-run blast, and it's 7-2 Houston.
Boston came back to life with a 4-run seventh inning, which made it a 1-run game, but the next 2 frames would stay scoreless, leading to the 7-6 win for Houston. Now the Astros look to take 2 of the 3-game series tonight at 7:10. The Texas Rangers won in a walk-off thriller last night over the Arizona Diamondbacks by a final score of 7-6. Unlike the past few games, Texas was unable to strike first as Arizona used 3 home runs between the second and third innings to go up 5-0. Then in the 6th, the Rangers began to chip away with an RBI single from Corey Seager and a 2-run homer from Wyatt Langford, making the score 6-5 D-backs. Then the Rangers were down to their final out in the 9th when rookie Rowdy Tellez sent the game to extras with a solo shot to right center. And here's the hit by Jake Berger, which would seal the 7-6 win for Texas.
Swinging a drive down the left field line. If it's fair, this game is over. It's hooking. It is fair, and the Rangers win. Jake Berger with a walk-off hit, and Texas comes back and beats the Snakes 7-6.
Next up, the Rangers look to continue their winning ways tonight in Game 2 of the Arizona series at 7:05. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
The hottest team in baseball, Brewers, with a 4-run third, crushed the Pirates for their 10th straight win. Angels beat the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani hit his 42nd homer of the season. A solo shot in the 8th. Yu Darvish pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball, struck out 6 to help the Padres down the Giants. Padres now just a game back of the Dodgers for the top spot in the NL West. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
Alex Bregman came home last night, got a standing O. He said thank you to Houston with a Breggy bomb. it was 2-0. First at bat for Breggy, a Breggy bomb. Next up at bat, the Boo Birds came out in Houston. AccuWeather says highs today should be 103, at least 103. Right now, temperatures in the low 80s. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. That's it. Go back to our website, KURV.com. And if you're driving back to Brownsville, it is busy right now. B&M Bridge is at least an hour. Yeah, you can tell back to school time. Let's see the other 2 for Brownsville. 40 minutes at Gateway and 30 at the Veterans Bridge. And if you're driving back to McAllen, it is 45 minutes at the Far Bridge. The other 2 less than 5 minutes. Thank you for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV, Valley's Morning News. Check of business news. Check of your money. That's up next. I think the safe money is with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. My friend Dale Johnson with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Waiting for your call, waiting for your text message right now. It's a free initial appointment. You get to speak with Dale and the gang at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. It's in the name. It's what you need for your commercial roofing system, maybe the one that you have right now, or especially the one that you're building. You drafted up all these plans to build this new commercial site for tenants, or maybe for you, your own manufacturing or warehousing, whatever it is that you're doing. But you need Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to make sure that that building lasts a long time. It is in protecting your operations or that of your tenants from the elements. You need that waterproofing, and it's in the name. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, 125 plus years of experience. They have the cutting edge roof installation technology, the advanced waterproofing solutions that I know you need for that new building. So start that conversation. And if you have multiple commercial sites around the area, you have no idea what's going on, ask Dale at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to go check that out for free. Then give you advice on what you might need. Hopefully it's just a little bit of patchwork before the next tropical system shows up. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing. Call my friend Dale Johnson, 956-655-6178.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
The Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team is a team you need to call. They're the top real estate team in this entire region. If you are considering purchasing a property to rent out, maybe a new stream of revenue, much like Ethan and Rose did, they They bought a complex in Edinburgh. Athena with the team, with the Ryan and Brian team. They were searching for a fourplex. They were planning on renting out, some of those units, capitalize on the investment. See, the Ryan and Brian real estate team, they know pretty much all the properties that are for sale in this entire region. The best property is the one that those that, for example, will get people knocking at your door because they want to rent with you. Athena, with the Ryan and Brian team, got Ethan and Rose an awesome deal. $30,000 below asking price with more than $10,000 in concessions as well. This could be you, my friend. You're looking for an investment property, something you can rent out as well and maybe even live in as well. Yeah. Call the Ryan and Brian real estate team. Oh, and by the way, the Ryan and Brian team working with one of the nation's top builders, Edwards Homes. Beautiful, affordable homes. Ask them about that. Here's the number to call. The Ryan and Brian real estate team at 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. U.S. consumer prices likely increased moderately in July, though rising costs for goods because of import tariffs probably resulted in a measure of underlying inflation posting its largest gain in 6 months. Reuters reports the CPI likely rose by 0.2% last month. Data drops in 10 minutes. Thomas Domke, who has been leading Microsoft GitHub since 2021, is leaving the company. Since Domke took over GitHub as CEO, the unit has more than doubled its user base. GitHub will keep operating as part of Microsoft's core AI group. President Trump signaled that he'd be open to allowing NVIDIA to sell a downgraded version of its Blackwell system to China. Blackwell is NVIDIA's currently most advanced system designed for AI. Trump suggested he will meet with Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, regarding the Blackwell chips. Futures are currently mixed. Monday, the Dow Industrials lost 200, the NASDAQ down 64. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says highs should be at least 103 in the Western Valley, triple digits everyone else, and we do have a lingering chance of an afternoon thunder shower popping up here or there. In fact, that chance stays in the forecast for the next 2-3 days. Thank you for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. Discover us at Radio Para Mi. That's a free app, and listen on your smartphone. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes. Rio Grande Valley, Port of Brownsville. I just find it fascinating. Just like you, you're an information nerd. That's why you listen to talk radio. Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, go discover the Port of Brownsville website, portofbrownsville.com. Just trust me. You get a monthly newsletter. And if they send out breaking news, like in between the newsletters, they send out breaking news, man, it's probably going to be real big. Like one of the big stories that we're waiting for at the Port of Brownsville is the final investment decision. One of these acronyms they like to throw around, FID, final investment decision on a second liquefied natural gas distribution node. The first one right now is $18 billion plus, and Lord knows, like 4,000 people, flying hammers right now and cutting up stuff and building stuff. They're making that natural gas node right now. There's a second one on the way. You get breaking news from them because you sign up for the newsletter, but that's probably going to be one of the big headlines coming up here pretty soon. Stay in the know on the economic happenings, job creation, billions of dollars in investment, the new industry coming to the area. It is the economic engine of the RGV. It is the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville. Sign up for the newsletter at portofbrownsville.com.
Hi there. My name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile-long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
In the Rio Grande Valley, 18-wheeler traffic is heavier than anywhere else in Texas. So if you're involved in an accident, know that big insurance companies will not play fair because they only care about profits, not your health, not the costs you have incurred, and certainly not your pain and suffering. So if you're involved in an 18-wheeler accident, we will stop insurance companies from taking advantage of you. 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
The Jay Gonzalez Law Firm, a force for justice.
Bumper to bumper information.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
710 AM radio, KURV. Also broadcasting at Radio Para Mí, a collection of Radio United stations. We're right there in the middle. Look for us, 710 KURV. Listen on your smartphone. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. Highs today should be slightly above 100, like 103, 104. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump wants to make our nation's capital safer for everyone.
In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety.
But his temporary takeover of D.C. Metro Police good for just 30 days. Florida Republican Congressman Mike Hurdopoulos earlier on Fox Business.
There's rampant crime in Washington, D.C., and the first responsibility of government is to protect your life, liberty, and property. And that's simply not happening because they're not prosecuting these crimes to the fullest, and it's something we need to do.
But a deadly shooting last night in D.C.'s Logan Circle neighborhood just hours after the Trump takeover, leaving one man dead, according to police. The European Union appealing to President Trump today to defend their security interests when he meets with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, in Alaska in an attempt to end his war in Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum saying that she will not allow the U.S. military to set foot in Mexican territory. Her comments this week came after reports that President Trump had ordered the U.S. military to target cartels, including those that operate from across the border, have been declared terrorist organizations by the U.S. government. Medical note, the Food and Drug Administration has approved a new device for rheumatoid arthritis.
The device is a neck implant called the SetPoint system, which gives a small zap of electricity to the vagus nerve once a day to lessen inflammation. The company behind the SetPoint system says the device will be available in some U.S. cities later this year and nationally in early 2026. The company said a late-stage clinical trial of the SetPoint system found that after a year with the implant, 75% of patients no longer needed medication for rheumatoid arthritis. I'm Rob Martier.
Another health note, if you wish to decrease inflammation, I'm guessing the inflammation in the midsection, right? Dietitians recommending certain breakfast foods to help fight inflammation. Things like blueberries and raspberries, the colorful berry stuff, yogurts, especially those that have all those little things that help you, and all that bacteria helps you with your tummy. Oatmeal, whole grain, but they also say try something non-traditional for breakfast, like chia seeds. How do you eat those? With milk, like cereal. Sweet potato, lentils, cherries. Eat some cherries, some fruit for breakfast. Let's see. There's another thing. Oh, here's another medical note I want to share with you, Freddie. Some relief from obstructive sleep apnea. I know there's a lot of people in this audience who suffer from sleep apnea. Some relief from obstructive sleep apnea symptoms may be found by using a conch shell. Now, I know what you're thinking, Fred. Take the conch shell and whack them over the head. So there you go. Problem solved. They're no longer, struggling to breathe. No, actually breathe into it or blow into a conch shell. It helps to strengthen certain muscles around the neck. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us online, Radio Para Mí. Download the free app and listen on your smartphone.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Revettis Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Revettis Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Revettis for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtspриmarycare.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on
Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app.